All right, hello friends, happy Wednesday. Welcome to today's strength class. Again, you'll need a pair of light to moderate dumbbells and or a mat. If you have a Swiss ball or a bench, you could also bring one or the other. Here's our October waiver, already halfway through October. So if you're participating in the Squat-tober challenge, again, you are eligible for some prizes. You can do some sumo squats, some leg press, back squat, body weight squats, a whole bunch of different squat variations. So hopefully you are taking advantage of this program. That way you can get some stronger legs and build a better pattern in the squat exercise. Feel free to add yourself on that Slack thread. And then lastly, we have your 5th annual fun run. Again, that is contingent upon the site that you are at. So hopefully you are able to participate. Again, a whole bunch of different running programs. And then hopefully you were able to join this past webinar with Brooke and Christopher on ramping the fun run program. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to add yourself on that Slack thread. Right. Again, thank you all for joining. You will need a pair of light to moderate dumbbells and or a mat. Again, if you have a Swiss ball or a bench, you could also utilize those. All right, let's go ahead and start moving, friends. Let's go ahead and just start with our neck here. So you can just have your hands by your sides or at your low back. Let's go ahead and do some lateral flexion here of our neck, just to get some movement here in our neck. Again, do not go super fast. You could even close your eyes if you want to. We're just focusing here on the top. And we're going to work our way towards the bottom. Just nice and easy. No amount of allocated repetitions. Just go ahead and go until you feel it's appropriate to stop. Once you finish, I'll go from the side view. So we're just going to go and do a Jefferson curl. So we'll bring our chin down around our shoulders. Let our hands relax and then go ahead and stand up. You should feel this in your low back. Again, this is not a stretch. This is more mobility. And focusing on rounding our shoulders. You can even move your hips side to side if you want to. Again, just getting some blood flow here to our low back, especially if you've been sitting down throughout the whole day. And then we'll do one more. All right, once you finish, go ahead and cross your shoulders or put your hands across your shoulders, and then go ahead and have a nice slight bend your knees. Go ahead and push your hips back and then go ahead and stand up. You should feel this stretch in your hamstrings and your glutes. And we're just bowing down here, pushing our hips back. Make sure that we're not squatting. We're just really pushing our glutes as far back as we can get to where we feel some tension here in our hamstrings, as we'll be doing one of these movements today in our program. All right, well, you can go ahead and keep doing that if you want to. If not, you can just go ahead and start doing some arm circles forward. We have no pressing today, but we are kind of stretching our chest with the dumbbell fly. We'll go backwards as well. We'll go thumbs down and thumbs to neutral, thumbs down, thumbs to neutral. And then go ahead and just do some torso rotations here. Then back to some circles forward. And back to some circles backwards. And then some easy horizontal arm swings. And then we are good to go. So we have 5 different movements. All movements today will be anywhere between 10 to 15 repetitions, either total or per arm, except for the very last one. We're doing an alternating dumbbell curl, or we're going to try and hit somewhere between 20 repetitions total, 10 on your right, 10 on your left. So the first one is we have a dumbbell fly. We're going to go ahead and target our chest. The next movement, we have a crush grip RDL, which will target our hamstrings and our glutes. Then we have a bent over row, which will target our lats, our pulling motion. And then we have some simple calf raises for our gastroc. And then we have a dumbbell alternating curl targeting our biceps. All right. So if you have a Swiss ball or a bench, you feel free to utilize one of these different pieces of equipment. If you don't, let's go ahead and go on the ground. And then go ahead and bring your heels towards your glutes. And then in this motion, we're gonna go and take the dumbbells, extend them, and then we're gonna go and take the dumbbells and abduct them, go away from our body or away from our midline. You can start whenever you want to. Again, if you're on the ground, don't overthink this exercise. It's really simple. Make sure your feet are nice and flat on the floor. Your glutes are all fully immersed on the floor. Obviously, you don't have as much range of motion as I do because you have the floor kind of limiting your range of motion. But all we're doing here is just really focusing on stretching out our chest. Your elbows can be slightly bent, but if you have light dumbbells, try to have them locked out. Anywhere between 10 and 15 repetitions is fine. Again, that is your dumbbell fly, which we are targeting our pec major and getting a nice stretch here in our chest. You might even feel it a little bit in your front deltoid, right? So once you finish that exercise, we're going to go ahead and go to the next one, which will be your dumbbell crush grip RDL. Crush grip means that you're going to use one dumbbell and you're going to go ahead and crush the dumbbell on each side. We are going to have our feet directly underneath our hips. We're going to go ahead and put our shoulders back, stand up nice and tall, nice athletic, slight bend in our knee. And then all we're doing here is going to push our hips back, let the dumbbell right down our thighs and our shins. And then we're going to go ahead and stand up. Again, this is a bending exercise. So again, really focus on pushing our hips back here. Our weight should be in the midfoot or towards our heels. Again, you should have a nice slight bend in your knees. Don't have your knees fully locked out because we're not really trying to target our low back. We're really just trying to focus on pushing our hips back. And again, you should feel this exercise here in the very back of your legs, hamstrings, and glutes, kind of like what we did in the warm-up today. So again, anywhere between 10 and 15 reps on your own. Again, we finished the dumbbell fly, finished the crush grip RDL. Now we're going to go over to the bent over row. Again, 10 to 15 reps. Feel free to take a break if you want to. Same setup here. We're going to have our feet directly underneath our hips. Now all we're going to do is just obviously hold the dumbbells. We're going to go ahead and push our hips back, try to get our shoulders parallel to the floor. And then we're going to go ahead and pull the dumbbells here up to our sides or somewhere around our rib cage. And really focus on squeezing our back muscles. Again, as you're pulling the dumbbells, try not to let your body come up. Really focus on keeping your shoulders parallel to the floor and really engaging your lower body muscles while pulling the dumbbells towards your sides or towards your rib cage. That way we get a nice full range of motion and get a nice pulling motion or pulling pattern in the bent over row. Again, 10 to 15, more reps if you want a little bit more muscular endurance, less reps if you want more hypertrophy. We have two simple exercises here. We're just going to go ahead and grab our dumbbells as well. And then all we're going to do here is we're going to have our feet just slightly in line with our hips. All we're going to do here is just literally get up on our toes and do about 10 to 15 calf raises. Really simple here. Try not to rock back and forth. Just really focus on getting up on your toes, going and landing with your heels fully flat on the floor, and just standing up. As sometimes we can neglect our smaller muscle groups like our calves, like our triceps, like our biceps, which we're going to do next. But again, our calves are essential, our feet are essential. So do not neglect these muscle groups, especially if you're on your own and doing fitness on your own, maybe utilizing some machines, or maybe you go to a gym, or maybe in your garage or in your place to exercise. Every once in a while, doing some ankle flexion extension is good. All right, so once we finish that exercise, we got one more. We're going to go and do a dumbbell alternating curl. We have 20 total reps, so 10 on your right, 10 on your left. Have the dumbbells, your palms facing your groin, and then we're going to go to 90 degrees and go ahead and twist that pinky up towards that shoulder, and then go ahead and repeat on the other side. Again, a really simple exercise. Try not to use your body to get the dumbbells up to your shoulders. Really focus on isolating that muscle group, which is your bicep, and trying your best to really contract throughout the whole range of motion. Also bring some awareness to your low back too. If you feel like your belly button is protruding, or if you feel like you have a curvature in your low back, what you can do is you can squeeze your glutes and your quads and really focus on bringing your belly button in towards your low back. That way you stay in a nice neutral position. Couple more reps, rest. I'm going to let my hands rest now. Feel free to grab a little bit of water if you like. We're going to go back up to the top and we're going to go ahead and repeat. Again, if you don't have a Swiss ball or if you don't have a bench, that's okay. We'll be doing it on the ground, but you have time to get either one of those pieces of equipment if you'd like to utilize either of those. So we just did a whole big giant set. Again, if you have 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 35 minutes, you can utilize this type of training program to really minimize the time that you are at the gym or at your fitness center and get more work done in a shorter amount of time. Okay, we're gonna go back to that dumbbell fly, grabbing your pair of dumbbells. I'm gonna go to utilize the Swiss ball again. Feel free to go on the ground if you'd like, or if you have a bench, or you could join me with the Swiss ball. Have your dumbbells right across your chest, and then go ahead and bring them away from your heart or away from your midline. Anywhere between 10 to 15 reps. Also, make sure that you're not holding your breath. You're breathing in as the dumbbells come towards you or away from you, breathing out as they go towards you, breathing in as the dumbbells are away from you, breathing out as the dumbbells go towards your heart or towards your midline. Then we can go ahead and rest after that exercise. Again, that was your dumbbell fly. We utilize the Swiss ball today. I like the Swiss ball just because it targets indirectly your abs, your glutes, your leg muscles, because the Swiss ball kind of wants to move around. So I like that just because it targets a little bit more muscle groups without directly targeting. Next one, we have the Crush Grip RDL. Again, if you don't like this one or you want to go ahead and go heavier, I'll just demo this one with both movements. We'll have our feet directly underneath our hips. We'll have both pair of dumbbells here. Have your fingers facing your thighs. Again, nothing changes here besides the fact that you have a pair of dumbbells that you're holding now. Nice slight bend your knees. Go ahead and push your hips back and just let the dumbbells ride down your thighs. Or up until you feel that stretch in your glutes and your hamstrings. Again, if you have more range of motion, you want to go ahead and go all the way down to get more of a stretch. You totally can. It's up to you and your own mobility and how strong your hamstrings are. Also bring some awareness to your breath here as you're going towards the floor, towards the ground. Breathe in. And then go ahead and exhale as you come up. That is your dumbbell RDL. I'm going to go ahead and let my arms rest. If you want to move forward and go to the dumbbell bench over row, again, you can totally go ahead and move on. The next one after that will be a calf raise, and then we'll finish up with the alternate curl. I'm going to let my hands rest. We got 3 more movements. So again, the dumbbell bench over row. Again, same setup here, feet directly underneath your hips. All we're doing now is we're just going to go ahead and bring our shoulders parallel to the floor. And then we're going to go ahead and row. If you want to make it kind of a little bit more easier in regards to having your shoulders parallel to the floor, you can go ahead and do alternating. And just each repetition or each arm will be about 10 to 15. So you'll do either 20 total or 30 total. Again, I really like this exercise, alternating, just because it keeps your shoulders a little bit more parallel to the floor, as opposed to if you're pulling, you kind of want your shoulders and your head kind of tends to rise a little bit. which is okay if you're trying to get a different angle of your lats. But again, if you're trying to really focus on targeting the whole mid back, you want your shoulders to be nice and parallel to the ground. All right, so as you're finishing that, again, we finished the dumbbell fly, crush grip, RDL, bent over row. We got two more, which will be the calf raise. So have your dumbbells in the neutral position. Go ahead and get up on your toes, and then go back nice and flat, put in. Again, trying to get nice and tall here. You should feel a nice contraction in your legs or your calves. You really don't need that much weight to feel contraction, even body weight. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and let my hand rest. And then we have one more exercise. That'll be your alternating curl. Again, whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and start that movement. Anywhere between 10 to 15 reps per arm. You can do a lot of reps if you want to, or you can keep it at 20 total. Again, we're gonna go to neutral here. And just have your pinky come up towards your shoulders. Really focusing on squeezing our bicep muscle. Again, throughout the whole range of motion, as we're coming up in the concentric, and then as we're lowering the eccentric, or the lengthening of the muscle. Couple more reps. All right, good job, friends. That is it for today's strength class. Thank you all so much for joining. I appreciate it. If I don't see you the rest of the week, I will see you on next week for some more strength and some desk stretch